Hi, I'm Paul from Velo. Last summer we built ourselves a nice Genesis Croix de Fer stainless steel bike shown with a GRX group set. Well, since then we've put carbon wheels on it, and basically the idea of the bike was it was meant to be mine and Sarah's. We're meant to share the bike. And guess what's happened? She's commandeered the bike and I can now borrow it. I'm not allowed really, I look in, occasionally borrow it. So there's three things that I could do to move on from this. Cry and get over it, divorce, or the best one, build another bike, my bike. So come join me to see what we're going to be building. Another Genesis Croix de Fer. This time not stainless steel, it's a 725 Reynolds tubing, pink and blue, or blue with pink accents. And I thought, well, what can we do to make something so I can cycle and go gravel riding with Sarah, but also that's a little bit different and kind of embraces the gravel scene. So what it's going to have is it's going to have a GRX RX 827 1x12 electronic group set, fully wireless. It's going to have 1x with a massive dinner set cassette, gravel wheels, tubeless, all of the stuff. So come join me, find out how this build goes, and I'll talk you through the specifications of this wonderful build and a way to make sure me and Sarah don't get divorced about bikes. So as mentioned, with Genesis Reynolds 725 frame in medium, and the components we're going to put on are 1x wireless GRX, the new top of the line GRX group set that conveniently we sell on our website and is a really popular way forward. It's got a 10 to 51 tooth rear cassette. I've gone for a 170 40 tooth front chainring. We pair it with an Ultegra level BB R60 bottom bracket. And the thing I'm most excited about are these are our most popular selling gravel wheel sets. So the mighty GR 531s, 28 spoke, so 28 on the rear, 28 on the front. Microspline cassette. The microspline option is not necessarily our most popular. That's a popular option, but it also does XDR and Campag and Shimano. So I've gone for DT Swiss 350 hubs because they are one of our best selling hubs and they are just bomb proof. Gone for CL 900 rotors. I didn't realise that. I thought I was putting on CL 800s. So I've gone for Dura Ace rotors. That's a bit by accident, but they were kind of lying around. So I've gone 140 at the back and 160 at the front. So the wheels are hand built by me. They've got the Pro Head reinforcement system, so squawks, nipples with washers, DT Swiss double butted competition spokes, and they are fully guaranteed for the life of the wheel. They will give you years and years of service. And what we've done for some fun is to pair them with the new Vittoria Torino Pro T50 tyres. So Sarah's got these tyres on her gravel bike, but they're tanned and black, whereas these are 92% renewable and recycled. So a little bit of an eco option. We've done it because we think it will look really nice, and we saw a bike similar with a darker frame colour and some kind of gummy light brown tyres. So these are also available on our website, but we love the Torino T50 because they're an endurance tyre, endurance gravel tyres. They're right in the middle of the range and they're perfect for road. We've used them for touring, gravel, some single track, just really, really nice tyres. So I want the same, but just something a little bit different. And we've got some nice, just standard Shimano flat pedals that we really like, the PDEF 202. At the moment, I've got a Sella Italia saddle on, but I'll probably switch to a Brooks, I think will be the end result. And just to finish it off, we've got some Dida pinky and black bar tape. So enough waffle. It's time to get building. So come join me and let's get this done. It shouldn't take too long because there's no wires to put in, just hoses. And they're great bikes to set up, great bikes to work on. So let's get cracking, get this bike finished so I can quickly go and take it for a nice ride. So the main thing to be aware of when fitting a Shimano group set is the rear brake caliper. The bolts are dictated to by how thick the frame is and whether you're fitting an adapter. So you need an adapter if you want to go up to a 160mm rotor. I'm not, so the caliper is going to fit straight on the frame. But I do have to measure. This bit here is 14mm, I would say. So on this bike, we're going to have to work out the bolt recess is 4. So it's going to be 10mm basically because it's measuring 14 thickness, but the recess is 4. So we're going to need the equivalent of a 10mm bolt, which I'll look up on Shimano's website. For now, I'm just going to stick a regular one in. And I'm not putting any thread lock on them just yet. I'll do that in the end. I'll get the other bolt ordered. And then it will go in, and then there's a little kind of safety pin that goes in as well. So it's super important to have the right bolts. And I find when I'm fitting a group set, I don't really know what the right bolts are until I get into it and have the frame in front of me. So it's always kind of the last thing to kind of buy for the group set, if that makes sense. But for now, for bleeding purposes and initial setup, that will be just fine. So I do like to put frame protection tape on. I've got a huge roll behind my workbench on new builds, restorations, anywhere where there's going to be kind of contact points for cables, anything like that, hoses. For this bike, I've put a nice long one on the top tube and on the down tube just to protect it from kind of chips and me being on the bike with muddy shorts. And then for this one here, that's hose is going to rub against there, muck's going to go underneath. So there's no harm. I'm just putting a nice bit of tape on. Give it a good stretch into place. Pretty invisible and just won't make me worry about it in the future. So where all that touches the frame there, that is just touching tape. So I've just paired the rear derailleur with the shifter, and here we go. Exciting. No wires, batteries in here, lovely. So I'm just positioning the hose, what I believe to be the optimum. So it's not guesswork, it's just seeing the main things that I want to see is obviously that the bike turns. It's not so that the handlebars turn. It's not so bad for the front one because they will just turn with the forks, but the rear you need to just double check that the cables are going to kind of flow, not getting anyone's way. They're not going to be kneeing them. They're not super long, which I've seen on even new bikes where they haven't cut them down. But it's really important because as you can see, that's way too long. So I think I'm happy about there. I want this to be a bit more forward, but what I'm going to do is I'll attach this to the rear one so they'll both sit nicely. But I think for now, I probably would like it about there. I mark where I want it. And then what I do is I measure 21mm there and I mark that again. And that's where I'm going to cut and then insert a piece in the end of the hose and then I'll button it up. So I'm happy with the cable lengths. I haven't bled the system, but they're all cut to size. Quite simple on this job because obviously it's just the hoses that I have to worry about. If it's cabled or a wired system, then there's a lot more thought process that has to go into it and everything has to be just right. Like if I install that just there, that tidies that cable system up really well. So always best practice to face the bottom bracket. This bike's really well set up. I don't think I'm going to have to face any disc mounts, but the bottom bracket always usually needs a little bit of facing. So we put a bit of cutting oil on the tool. And basically by facing the bottom bracket, it means that the bearings will be nice and level or straight against a flat surface and are less likely to wear out prematurely. A little bit more. It's only a tiny surface. There we go. Now on to the other side. So here we have Ultegra level BBR60, which I believe is Ultegra level. I think it is. It's great. And if the frame's nice and aligned, this bottom bracket will do thousands upon thousands upon thousands of miles. In my experience, all year round, in all weathers. So it's great, and it's not super expensive. There we go, lovely. Cha-ching! Here we go. All finished, ready for me to ride. So let's run through the specs again. We've got some lovely hand-built wheels, DT Swiss GR 531s, 350 hubs, 4 microspline, DT Swiss competition spokes, Prolock brass nipples, 28 front, 28 rear. We've got a GRX RX827, some say RX825, 1x12, a fully wireless group set. Lovely. I've set it up so the shifter has 3 settings. So there's a little kind of switch on the hoods where I can change to harder gears. We've got Vittoria Torino T50 tyres. I've got CL 900 rotors. We've all built on a lovely Genesis Croix de Fer 725 frame. Finished with some Dida bar tape, and we've got Pro LT finishing kit, stem bars and seat post. I think that covers it. Some nice, basic but very nice Shimano pedals, and it's good to go. I've given it a test ride and it is fully dialed in. It weighs about 12 kilograms, really nice. I can't wait to get on and ride it and try it on the fun stuff. Hopefully the weather gets better for me to ride it, but yeah, good to go. Tubeless, all the loveliness. So I think that really, in my mind, it embellishes or embraces all the gravelness that goes on at the moment. Looks a bit retro, is modern. It's kind of got a little bit of a design or like a bit of flair to it with the pink and the blue. It's got one by, it's got tubeless, blah, blah, blah. I could go on all day. So thanks for watching. And if you like what we do, please subscribe. If you've got any questions, I should drop this build, frame and everything is around the £3,000 mark. So that's that covered. If you've got any questions, you like what we do, let us know. Please subscribe, all of that. Thanks again. Thanks for watching.